They've only given me, 20 minutes in here, I think, but I've talked for about 3 hours, so. But my agency was started in, I'm a parent through surrogacy and egg donation, so I've been in the same place that you are, and while that's not unique, it's a very small circle of agencies that are run by former intended parents, and that have also used egg donors. So I started my agency because I didn't see any agencies out there when I was looking that really supported me in the way that I wanted to be supported. I found that a lot of them were all about the surrogate. And while I'm about the surrogate too, they would say things to me like, you know, there's a really long waiting list, but if you send her to Disneyland, we can find somebody faster. And I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm paying her a lot of money. I had to send her on a trip too. It just felt wrong to me. And I felt that I wasn't supported, that I was giving up control to somebody that I didn't know, that I didn't know that I could trust, and they were kind of pushing a surrogate on me, and better find her, better sign with her really quick, or you're not going to have somebody. So I felt a lot of pressure. When I started my agency, I wanted to fill that gap. I didn't want somebody, I wanted to support both sides, and we work really hard because I think your surrogate is just as much an integral part of this process as you are. She is giving up her life to create a family for you. On the other hand, you're giving up your trust for the biggest thing in your life also. So there's a big balancing act between the two, and we work really hard to understand both sides, which is why there are 3 women on my staff that support surrogates, that are former surrogates, because when they talk to me, I always say, like, I'm the boss. When your boss comes in the morning and says, you know, how are you today? You sit up straight and you say, I'm great, my project's doing fabulous. You're like, no worries. And then your friend comes in, it's a coworker, and they're, how are you today? You're like, oh my God, I drank too much last night, my project's behind. You tell your coworker, your friend, the truth. You do not tell your boss the truth. And I'm the boss, so, you know, so that's how they treat me, the surrogates. But when we have a surrogate coordinator who's a former surrogate, they're able to talk to the women in a way that I can't. They're able to answer questions. What? Hello? They're able to answer questions that I can't. They're able to get to the real nitty-gritty of what's the surrogate's motivation. Does she really have a good support system? Does she really understand what she's going through? And because of that, this is a really integral thing, is that when you do the background, the psych evaluation, a lot of what the psych evaluation is that the surrogate really understands what she's going through and what she's giving up and how she's going to have to make concessions in her life to support your baby and to have a healthy pregnancy. And a lot of time, if she hasn't been informed properly, she's not going to pass her psych evaluation. And we have 100%, not one we've been in business almost 14 years, not one person has ever failed a psych evaluation. We are very strict about who we let into our program. And I think this is an example of why we work, because we are supporting that surrogate, we are getting into the nitty-gritty of what this journey is for you. On the other hand, I also understand your journey because I've been through it also, so I don't have to get into the nitty-gritty, I just have to kind of relive my experience, and mine was a struggle. I had a lot of struggles, I had a lot of miscarriages. It took me 4 years, 2 surrogates, an egg donor and a sperm donor, even though I was married and had his sperm, to finally have my identical twins. The eggs split, they were born early. I have loads of experience, but I bring that to you, and that helps me do a better job of supporting you. So the surrogates are highly screened. Somebody asked me today how many surrogates we get through, and I was like 100 a month, and then my business partner was like, no, she said we just had 7 yesterday. So we get a lot of surrogates that apply to our agency. I think the reason is we really have a good reputation online. Intended parents talk online, but not in the volume that surrogates do. Surrogates really, they know how much everyone makes, they know which agency is good, they know which isn't. So they really like us, and I think that's lovely, but the reason I'm doing things is not that I look good online, but that's how a lot of them find us. They find us through referrals, they ask their other friends. It's just, so we get a lot, but we turn a lot of people down. One of the things I know that is different about our agency, that's a big clamor, not just here, but wherever we go, is that our match time is really short. I understand there are agencies that are less expensive here, but you are going to wait. I mean, they're saying to me that it's 6 to 9 months if you want a singleton, a year plus if you want twins. And we're like, well, why is, I mean, just the fact, why twins? I don't have any different wait time if you want 1 or 2 babies. It's not longer if you want twins. When a surrogate comes to me, there are some that say I only want a singleton. I get that. That's you know, twin pregnancy is hard. But most of my Israeli clients, when they're couples, would like 1 of each, and they want twins. So the surrogate, most of the surrogates we get, a lot of them say, I prefer not to have twins, which I think is smart. But preferring is not the same as not wanting. And so we say to them, well, are you open to it? And most of them are. So I don't find there's longer wait if you desire twins. And so our wait is really 4 weeks to 4 months. And most people, so there's a couple that saw me yesterday, and they saw, I actually didn't know when they signed with us, but I sent them a profile this week, and they loved her. I knew they would. And the next thing,
10 minutes.
10 minutes. The next thing we do is we send the surrogate profile back, we send the intended parent's profile to the surrogate so that she can decide. So as of yesterday, the surrogate had not responded whether, it had only been a day, so it wasn't like a long thing, but she hadn't responded whether she liked them or not, so they were all nervous, and I said, don't worry, you're lovable. We know I wouldn't have matched you if I didn't think she was gonna like you. I already knew what she was looking for, and so last night I got the email back, and I texted them, or emailed them, and said today, the biggest smiles, they're so excited, and I said, tell me, when did you sign with us? Because people don't believe we match that quickly, and I'm very transparent. And so they thought about it, and they said right before the new year. So that's what, 2 to 2.5 months. So, and in my mind, I thought they were waiting forever, just because once you sign with me, there is a wait list, like I said, but it's short, or it's not short, but we find people pretty quickly, and they're quality. If you ask any of the clinics, we work with almost every clinic that's here, they will tell you that we send very high quality surrogates to people, to the clinics. We want to make this work quickly for you, and probably because I've been there myself, and I know what it's like. When you find your clinic, your egg donor, your agency, you want to be pregnant yesterday. And so we want that to happen. I can't make that happen. I have no time machine, but I want you to be pregnant too. And it's important because I've been through that journey myself. Okay, he said I have 10 minutes. Questions? I can keep talking. What?
Where are you located?
We are located in Los Angeles, but we work with surrogates all over the country. And part of the reason is to keep costs down for you. California surrogates are in really high demand. The word on the street is that it's the best state for surrogacy. It's not. It's the most liberal. So if you are a single male and you're using an egg donor or a sperm donor, your name will go on the birth certificate. That's not true in other states. So it's very liberal. But if we know your situation, so if you do want both your names on the birth certificate, and what we do is we ask, especially when we have couples, are you married or are you willing to get married? So if you are not willing to get married, we take that into consideration, and you have a smaller pool of states and surrogates that we can match you with because of the laws. What we look at is the law. Each state has different laws, so we have to respect the laws of that state, and we don't go outside of it. We want to do things right. It's a business that is not regulated, and it is being watched very carefully. And the last thing we want is an international incident where you can't get out of the country, all kinds of crazy things. We wanted to do it properly, and there's a lawyer in the room here, and she has done work with us, and I hope you would say that we do things properly. So what was I saying? I got off train.
Different states.
The states. So if you are willing to get married, but you don't know, you don't have to get married until there is a pregnancy. So, or even until we find a surrogate for you. But if you told me you're not willing to get married, I won't look at states that would recognize a same-sex married couple, legally married couple, the birth certificate. I want a state where your names go on the birth certificate. They will recognize it. Some states will do a pre-birth order prior to birth. Some states want to see a baby. They don't want to do it's not that their laws are any better or worse, they just want to see a baby. They don't want to do work for something that's not real. It's not real until it's born. But we work with lawyers that will quickly expedite that, so you will have, it's not that they're going to change their mind. It's states that already have a history of granting it. We only work with top attorneys. I'm not an attorney. I rely on them to guide me, and I only work with the best people. Because if I'm not, then it's more work for me, and I'm single and I have kids, and at the end of the day, I don't want more work. I want to go on a date, I want to play with my kids. So okay, I think I answered that, right?
Yeah.
All right. So anybody else questions?
So if you are married, it gives you more options, like more possibilities.
More options. So I want to also talk about the wait list. So it is not first come, first served, even though you think, this is, and it's because I have the number one couple on my list is a returning couple. They're U.S. They only want Southern California, and they only want somebody that will go to their own obstetrician. And a lot of surrogates, not that you would care, but they know their doctor. The doctor gave birth. They like that familiarity. So it is hard to find somebody. So they've only been waiting for 2 months, but they could wait another week. I can't tell who's going to come in. I'm trying to find them a good surrogate, obviously. So even though they've been there longer, it's possible somebody signing today could get matched sooner. Who your clinic is also decides. Every clinic has their own requirements. They are all within a range, a spectrum of the same thing, but somebody might say, well, you can only have X C-sections, that your body mass index, which is your height-weight ratio, there's a measurement, like a number of how high, how tall you are and how heavy you are. Some clinics will only accept 30 and under, some will accept 32 and under, some will accept 34 and under. I do not make these medical decisions. I'm not a doctor. I can make, okay, I can, but I go by what your clinic says. The stricter the clinic does not mean the higher your pregnancy rate or healthier pregnancy. I usually find the stricter clinics are the ones that do less surrogacy and egg donation, and they're more nervous about it. But the clinics, every clinic here, as I said, I think is a really good clinic. They do a lot of surrogacy and egg donation. That's really important. You want a clinic that's doing a lot of them. And this, conference, I think he's brought in really top doctors. So you have good choices here.
So does your
Agency.
no, not the agency, the women.
Yeah, the surrogates.
The surrogates. Do you get them to do all the medical tests, evaluations?
So we get them, they are screened by their own obstetricians. They must have a letter saying that they are a good candidate. We also get their medical records. But until I know which clinic you're with, they're not medically screened. I mean, they're screened by their doctor, but your reproductive doctor is going to want to personally see her and personally do tests that are overseen by the FDA and that are done within a certain time period. There's a time window of when these tests can. So you don't want me to, because I'll charge you more if I'm going to have to spend all this money on testing her, and then you're going to be retested again. So no, we don't. But we have your doctor. So when we're ready to match you, she will have a background check, which for us is run by, when I started the business, I did it myself. I don't know if you've ever done it online, but it's like you get all this stuff, you don't know what it is. So now we have 2 retired police detectives that run our background checks. And I always imagine they're in their office, very film noir, with the cigars and their feet up on the desk, and the phone rings and I jump at it, because they're always right on top of it. But they run the background checks, they make calls, they talk to the surrogate, they talk to the partner, we do too, but not in that same manner of looking. And we tell every surrogate that she's going to have an extensive background check, and a lot of people drop out. And I think that sometimes it's because they're afraid. Other surrogates tell you things that, like, when I was 13 and I stole lipstick from the drugstore, it's like, who cares? She's 32 years old, she's had 2 kids, but they're very forthcoming. I like that. When I see them revealing stuff, that makes me feel good, that it's like they're telling me everything. But we've never actually come up with anything that's from the background check, because they know we're doing it, and we're very clear that this is going to reveal things and it should be thorough. She won't have her psych eval, but as I said, we've never had anyone fail. And the reason we don't do the psych eval is that every clinic not every clinic, lots of clinics have their own psychologist in-house. Again, we don't want you to pay for it twice. Eventually, I guess we'll have somebody fail a psych eval, maybe we'll reevaluate, but we never have. It's clear when somebody is not psychologically prepared, and we do the best we can to prepare. So she'll have a background check, a psych eval. Your doctor will have reviewed her records. So I'm not a doctor, I can look at those records. It's like, I don't read Hebrew, it looks like Hebrew to me. I might be able to pick out a few words. And so, 1 minute. So your doctor will, so yes, she's screened, but you have to, if somebody's saying she's fully screened, you need to ask some more questions because she may be fully screened, but your doctor's going to have to do it again. Things can come up. Things like a polyp, which is a little growth in the uterus, can arise 1 month to the next. So you have a false sense of security that she's been cleared, but until your doctor looks at her, she's really not screened. But we do everything that we can outside of having your doctor physically look at her to clear her, because I want you to get pregnant yesterday also. And I want, and it is not just more work, but it's psychologically taxing on me if I get your hopes up on a surrogate and she doesn't pass. I want this to happen for you as quickly. You become my family. We are not just, this is not just a business. This is, we are creating a family. This is a big mission for all of us, for the surrogate, for us. We are your cheerleaders. Your successes are emotional for us. We get pictures. I mean, this is like, I used to be a TV producer, and I always say now I produce babies, and boy, I don't even want to tell you what shows I worked on because some of them were crap, but I will show you every picture of every baby because I'm proud. So, anyway, we have 30 seconds. Oh, we don't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ha 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 ha!